a brand new show that just dropped. While the presenters play dominoes, a special guest will be discussing all topics that matter to you. Everything from judicial, legal, health, wealth. Nothing is off topic. The name, you ask me? Domino Effect. Domino Effect. Come listen. It's time well spent.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you're watching the show, welcome to the Domino Effect. While my friend and I play domino, we'll tackle a hot topic. Today we have VODs on my left on the table, and we have Eve. But before we do this, we're gonna try something new today. We see something on Instagram that we wanna try on YouTube. I see Eve. Have you guys tried this challenge?
No,
The
I
one,
haven't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I have
No,
not.
first time.
I already born old, so
You what? You're old. You don't know that. So you guys want to try it?
yeah.
We're gonna
All
bring
right.
it
I
to
have not, but
24.
based on my qualification, I think I'm ready for it.
All right, let's
Alright,
go.
let's
So you
do
guys
it.
want to do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. 8.
8,
8,
7,
8,
6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah! Yeah! I did it!
High five.
It looks like he's been working with his kids at
No,
home.
I've been
Yes, yes.
practicing in my heart.
Me too.
Well, today we have Multana back with us. So she was here with us the last time talking about how to open an account and how to do checking with young adults and all that. But today she's gonna be talking about credit cards.
Wow.
And I remember when I was in college, long time ago, before you guys start talking. Yes, I'm ancient. Yes, I remember they used to come into the
school.
calf
Yep.
and then come out. They all had these little tables where they ask you to. I don't know if they still do that.
First day of
You know,
school.
the first day of school.
Yep.
We do.
So, you guys still do that?
Yeah,
I
we actually
believe
organize it with the school
It's your turn.
committee to make sure that when we show up,
Mountain.
that
So that's
we know
your
when
turn.
they're, especially for international students coming in, they have a different date than regular students when they come on campus. So.
So yeah, so I remember that. So they still do that now?
Yeah, they still do.
Okay.
It's still very vital, especially like BCBU or Harvard is
it's your turn,
another
'cause I
school that we
passed.
currently partner up with.
Yeah.
So
good.
it's how do I play this?
You pass.
I'm playing. Okay, go.
Okay,
Sorry.
go.
Yeah, we still do that. It's very important to start teaching our young student about how to effectively use credit cards.
Okay.
Because a lot of, if we don't teach them now, later on in their life, they struggle with understanding how to effectively pay the bills on time, how to get off in debt, how to get out of debt, because they're so used to thinking it's just a card. They don't understand that they have to pay the card right away. So what students don't understand is annual percentage yield is based on annual percentage yield means APR. Sorry, APR means annual percentage yield, which means it's the interest that we charge you based on your credit history. The more likely if you're going to pay your bill on time, that also based on the interest that we charge you. If you're someone who likely pay your bill on time and you have a higher credit score, the banks are more likely to be favorable when it comes to giving you a certain amount of credit. So for example, if you're someone who consistently pays the bills on time and have a high credit score, you could have a credit anywhere between 5 to 20K. Or if you have a lower FICO score, you may be more likely to get a couple $100 up to a couple $1,000, but not in the double digit in thousands. So that's what is so important for you to understand that. So that's what an annual percentage rate is. So it's the interest that we charge per year on the credit card for not paying the balance on in full each month.
So you wait. So you're saying that's an APR. Well, that's what an APR is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All
annual
right.
percentage rates. Yes.
Okay. All right. Because that's what I was going to ask you. So okay. All right.
So why they always start with the APR so high? Like I saw some APR 16, 20% interest rate. What's the
It's actually connected to prime interest rates. It's not a set. So if the prime rate goes up, then it also your interest rate goes up.
Okay.
So whenever the Fed rate comes in and says, "Hey, we're increasing interest rates," you better believe your credit card interest rate is also going up too.
That's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, you
no,
know, that's
what you
his turn.
said
That's
make a
your
lot
turn.
of sense because I just received
Your turn.
a bunch of letters from Macy's that they're saying that they're gonna increase my interest rate. I was
Missy
like,
still
wow.
still exists.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna ask.
I actually
Yeah.
have it, so I get it.
Yeah.
Seriously,
yeah,
Missy. No, I'm serious.
got-
Missy,
yeah,
Missy
no,
still
They
exists.
Yeah, I
do.
just
Oh,
got.
sales is not in this.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
sales
don't
is
know. I
not-
didn't
yeah, I
know.
just got one the other
Am I
day.
next?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
next.
so they said they were gonna increase it. So, but my question is, like, why is that? Why do the rate go like once in a while they just increase the rate? Is there
Again,
something
it's
behind?
tied to prime. So
Okay.
if prime goes up, it's not based on the fact that if you don't pay your bill on time. That's
Okay.
just how it is.
Okay.
Like a couple years ago, interest rate on, like for example, I have a credit card from another bank, and it was in the low 12%.
Mhm.
When prime went up, I'm now paying about 28% on my interest rate on the same card I used to have a couple years ago, paying 12%.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know some kids probably get to hear, oh yeah, I can get money. You have to play on this one. You know, I get money. They because automatically they hear, oh yeah, I get credit, I get my credit card, but I can get cash advance.
Yeah.
Is it okay to get cash advance?
Yes. However, there's a big difference between
Oh,
the
that's okay.
APR interest rate on a regular purchase versus a cash advance. The cash advance interest rate could be anywhere 5% or more
No, keep
for
that
taking
going.
it out. For example, if
So
you
You do it.
Go.
sorry,
All right,
whose
I
turn?
win.
Whose turn?
I win.
So
I win.
You win.
Yes.
yeah, go ahead with the cash advance. You're
So
saying.
yeah, so let's say for example your interest rate on a purchase on a credit card is 25.99, right?
Okay.
Because you did a cash advance, it's now probably 29.99. There's a higher interest rate on the cash advance. I would say to someone who would take a cash advance, it's got to be like you're so desperate to do that versus you know, calling a family member asking them for the same amount of money. Why
Okay.
pay 30% on a dollar when you don't have to?
Okay. So I have a question on that.
I've never used a cash advance.
I
just
no,
kidding.
hold on. I have a
Me
question.
neither. So
What
that
is-
I was just asking the question because
What
I
is-
know kids in college probably like they're like, oh, I'm a broke a college kid. Though hey, I have this credit card, so I don't have any money. Maybe I should just get some money off that credit card. That's why I asked the question.
I have a
Go
question with that when it comes to the cash advance. So what is the difference between a cash advance and when you're receiving a check from your credit card? They're saying that they're just sending you a check and for you to deposit it. Um, so what's the difference between if they send you a check to deposit it? They're saying that
It's not a cash advance. So the difference is some banks, like who are like there are people who are struggling with credit card debts and or financially in general. So depending on your credit history, sometimes they might be favorable to say, hey, I noticed you had an account with us for about 5 years. You've been in good standing, and you have a deposit. It only works if you have a deposit account with certain banks.
Okay.
If you had a deposit with them, then they'll probably say, hey, instead of we're gonna give you an interest rate of 2.99 if we deposit this check, but you have a time frame. You can do a 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months period. Each month that you do increases on the interest rate. like for example, the 2.99 is probably a 6 month interest rate versus, and 15 month could be 5.99.
Okay.
But it is good if you're currently trying to get out of debt within that 15
15
month
months,
period, and you
okay.
will pay that off. But if you don't, it automatically defaults to the regular purchase interest rate.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay, regarding using the credit card, what's a wise way to use the credit card? Because we have
Your turn.
some people that don't know how to use the credit card. They give them put for instance $500 on a credit card. When they went to purchase something, they use four $445
So
on a
95%.
on a $400 $500 credit card. So what's the effect that would be having to
What
it?
is the purpose
It
of the credit
actually
card?
affects your credit really badly because you're only allowed to use 30% of the credit limit. Anything above that starts to affect your credit.
Okay.
So I would advise somebody, if, for example, if you have a credit limit of 1,000, only use 300 of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, maybe 200. It looks better. I would always, I don't. If you carry a balance month to month, you're paying the bank whatever the interest rate is. Why would you want to do that? The best habit is to pay the credit card every month. The way to think about it, if you don't have that money, why are you swiping it?
So I have a question to you.
I like that saying.
No, I have a
I
question
like
to
that
you.
saying. If you
With-
don't have the money, why swipe it?
Okay.
Yeah.
The question: what if you have the money? Because I know there's a lot of people saying that the more you use in your credit card, even if you use it over the limit, over the 30%, and what will happen if I paid before the due date? Would it still affect my credit?
No,
Okay.
because you pay the balance in full.
Oh, okay. So
'Cause we have
the
a-
only way when would it affect my credit?
So if you don't pay before the due date,
Mm-hmm.
you have about 3 days grace period. I mean, 3 days after. 3 days for the credit bureau. I mean, the credit card department to report it to the credit bureau,
Okay.
and they close it out. So I would always advise if it's due on the 25th, pay it on the 24th because you don't want it. There could be a lag in the system when you pay that balance, so that way it doesn't show up late.
Okay.
So I would say pay on the 25th, so that way when you register on the 28th, that it shows the balance paid in full.
Okay.
Is it a good thing if I have a credit card and I say, oh, for instance, there's a TV. I say I'm gonna buy. I have the money, but I'm gonna use my credit card to buy that TV.
Because you're trying to get the points.
Yeah, and pay cash. Is it a good habit or?
I would say yes. I would say the best habit to create, like a lot of people want to get credit cards because they want to get points back or cash back. Because technically speaking, you're gonna pay let's say you're paying $1,200 for a TV, which is very realistic, right? You want to charge that on a credit card, depending if it's so you get 1.5% cash back. However, if you don't pay that back, think about it. That 1.5% that you would have gotten on the credit on cash back, take that away from the 29% interest rate. Was it really worth it? If you don't have the balance, don't swipe it. If you're gonna pay it off, yes, you'll earn 1.5% on top of that money. That's how you win. But if you're not, I would not advise it.
If I pay it after after 2 months, would I still?
Well, you're paying 20.
But you're still paying
Yeah.
20
30%.
that percent.
You're
still
paying
paying
almost
that percent.
30% each
Exactly.
month
So you
on
still
it.
don't exactly. You still
Okay.
don't make that cash back. You don't cover. That's your turn.
Yeah, so
You know what I
basically
mean?
it's like 30%. Well, I mean, so for example, 30% means like they take 30% times it by 12 months divided by, 30% divided by 12 months. Each month is how much you pay if you never pay the balance in full.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right. But because with Home Depot, I know that sometimes they have promotion that they give you 6 months.
Are you promoting
Interest-
a business, bro? Well, I don't have a promote.
You got me there though. I have. I use it wisely.
interest free.
Yes.
That that if they give you
And that's what they
6
get
months.
you too, just so you know.
Yeah.
The interest
So
free for
within that, would it affect my credit? Let's say if I go, okay, I have a $2,000 limit, and I spent like 1,900.
Yes. Because your credit utilization went up.
Okay,
You're
so
under
it's
the
not about
30%.
the interest. No, just okay.
Under the 30%.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's overall,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So let me see. If I
Your
have
turn.
a $20,000 credit card, I use $3,000, so I'm good.
You're good.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of fees do credit cards have?
There are a couple of fees. There's a balance transfer fee, there's an annual fee, and there's your annual interest, annual percentage rate fee. So balance transfer fee is if, for example, some banks will not allow you to do a balance transfer between their card to another card. It has to be an outside institution to do the balance transfer. Sometimes they have a promotion where you can, how do I play this? Sorry. Promotion where you can get a 15-month, 18-month with a 0 interest rate on the balance you transferred over, or it could be I'm guessing 2.99, whatever the interest rate disclosure is at that time. Sorry, what's the question again?
Oh, I just said what kind of fees?
Oh, those are the fees that
Yes.
you would get.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the fees? So and you already
There are
told.
the
Yeah.
top three
Yeah.
fees that you would get.
What happened if I carry a balance?
What happened?
What happened if I carry a balance? Yeah.
It depends what type of balance. If you're just
Okay.
carrying a balance of a purchase, not with a balance with cash advance, that balance you would be charged each month until you pay it out. You pay interest rate on the balance each month, depending on whatever the annual percent rate is on that credit card.
Okay.
Can I combine a credit card, like if with another, like if I have as for instance, if I have a Bank of America.
You promote exactly.
No, I'm not
No,
promoting.
no. See, yeah, now you're
If
promoting,
I have
right?
Bank of America and I have
Exactly.
a MNC bank,
Many.
two credit cards, two different credit cards. Would they let me to combine combine them?
No.
And also, is it a good idea to combine? I think what.
But she didn't you
Hold on.
just answer that question?
I think what you
earlier,
meant
no?
to. I think what you.
It's
Not.
called a balance transfer.
Balance transfer.
Balance
That's
transfer.
What, yeah.
No. Also. Hold on. There's
Your turn.
Okay. I think that's what Eve was trying to say.
No.
Correct
You
me if
don't
I'm
have.
wrong.
Do you have anything over
Um,
there?
If I have
she passed.
if
Your
I have a
turn.
bunch of credit card, I want to just pay all of them on one credit card. Is it a
Without
is it
doing
is it
the
a is it
promotion, I
yeah?
don't
So
Is
you're
it
talking
a
about
good
the consolidation?
Yeah.
That's
Is it a
different.
good is it a good idea?
Well, debt consolidation, I don't have knowledge on.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
two
The
different
bank
things.
doesn't do that.
Exactly.
But if you're trying to do a balance transfer, you have to be approved for that limit that you're trying to transfer over.
No, but let's say if I have a credit card, I have any type of credit card that I have more money in it, and I have other small credit card, and I wanna consolidate them
Okay.
on one. Hold on one, but I'm paying it. I'm not getting a loan, but I'm paying it with one credit card that I have
If
the whole balance, more money on it.
I get that.
Is that a good idea? Or
You can. If you should, what I would advise you to do is call your lender and see if they're currently having any type of balance transfer promotion.
okay,
If they do, then they'll probably have a lower interest rate than what you're paying right now.
okay,
Okay, so that's what I would advise.
okay, perfect.
Okay, so when the credit card company says, when it says a credit limit, what does that mean?
Credit limit means that's the maximum amount that they're currently lending to you at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For the people, let me now. Guys, I gotta talk about on behalf of my people that just coming from Haiti. They don't know what the credit card is. They don't know anything. Someone, cause I see a lot of new people. They see people with the card. They wanna have a card too, and they say they want a credit card. And now, so when they have that credit card, is there a process for them to get it? How you can establish your credit?
Well, depending on the financial institution, some requires a social security, some does not.
Information.
Right?
Yeah, that's your turn. She
I
passed.
can't advise which lender would have done that. But some lenders would actually just use their name in their full government name, and that's it. And then they would apply and see if they would be approved.
Yeah, then.
Some institution require you to have a social security.
Yeah,
What am I playing?
I think
I'm playing down.
What,
Some of them will
what,
require
what couldn't you what couldn't you play here?
Nothing.
You couldn't play here?
No.
Okay. Because I
Because,
know I
you
think
know,
he
I
was
don't trust
directing
him.
you. I didn't trust him. I didn't trust him. I think he was directing you, so that's why I'm asking. I didn't like how
Yeah,
I didn't like how,
you are saying something that
I didn't like how
that's
you
very
were-
important. And I wanna you to talk about it more.
Who won?
He won.
He won.
See,
Oh,
he
hey, now.
see he directed you to play
To
that
play.
because that's what I asked.
No, I don't know if you were done. What were
Yeah.
you saying?
Oh, sorry.
But I was confused. And
About?
can you please elaborate it more
On
about
On-
that? You can get a credit card
Yes.
without a social.
Yes. I've worked to many financial institutions, and I know one who would not require you to have a social security, and they can run it if the system approves you. It's approve you. The current financial institution I work for, you must have a social security for them to apply for a credit card. So if somebody comes from Haiti and they don't have a social yet or TIN, whatever it may be, I would, advise them to go to the other one. and then they can
That's
start to
basically what she's
establish.
saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
some of them is called unsecured credit card,
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So where they would give anywhere between $300 to $3,000 of their own money into the
Okay.
bank. Hey, I'm going to give you this money so you can see that I'm responsible enough. to
But give
pay
me
the
a
ba-
card to
to
use.
give me a card
Okay.
temporarily.
Yes.
And sometime when they do lend you that temporary credit with your own money, if you do very well, then they graduate you to a secured,
To an
to an
actual
unsecured,
card.
sorry, not secured, unsecured credit card.
But
I
my question
apologize.
is, how would that report to your credit?
Same way as a regular credit card,
Even though if you do not have a social.
even though you don't have a social. So when you do get a social, you take the social, you go to the bank, and then
Okay.
you give them the social, and they merge the profile with the social.
Wow, that's great to know. I didn't even know about that.
So
Yeah.
if you have someone illegal that they're not gonna stay in the country, they can just get some credit card.
That's not.
Really?
Listen, what she just said.
Yeah,
That's not what she said. That's not what she said.
Yeah,
Funny.
that's
Let
not
me
what she
repeat
said.
it. That's
Yeah.
not what she said.
Yeah.
She says
Yeah, that's not what
there are
she said.
some
Institution.
institution
I wanna know
that
that
will.
No,
No, she said no. That's not what
we
she
can't-
said. She
we
says there
cannot-
are some
we're not
that
here to
will
do
take
any-
your own money. She says
Yeah.
your own
And
money,
if you're
and she
responsible
says
enough,
if you're responsible enough,
you might get to,
you might get to use. They might give you credit cards.
Yeah.
Based
Yeah.
on the credit.
Based
Based
on
on the
your
credit.
your
How you use
own
it.
utilization.
I can put up front. I can put $300 up front and try. I'm playing them and get
Yep,
the money.
it sounds like a
Listen,
personal problem.
That's you.
That sounds
That's
like a
just you.
personal problem.
The reason why you
Go ahead.
putting your money up before anything else is because if you default, the bank doesn't take a loss.
Yeah,
You take that loss. You don't get that money back.
you don't get it. Okay.
However, when you graduate, let's say you put $3,000 and they
Would
give you
they
a
give
credit
that
limit of $3,000, you get a check back for that $3,000.
Oh, okay, that's what I was
You
gonna
been-
ask you.
Yeah, you are not responsible, and the bank says you're good enough for us to lend you that credit.
So I have a question for you. I know you've been working in the field and you have knowledge of it. Do you think it's a good idea, like someone to start
Am I not?
establish
Yes.
your credit by doing an unsecured credit card?
If you
before?
don't get approved for a secured credit card, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
not secured, sorry.
un-
Secured is when you put your money down. Unsecured is when the bank lends
So-
you the money.
Okay.
Yes.
With
I
that
just wanna be
saying,
specific.
when does it affect your credit when applying for a credit card? Does it under pre-approve, or automatically you get it
Whenever we
affect
pull
your
it.
credit
The
whenever
minute
you
we
pull?
pull it.
Because I know they say there's a soft
Pull
pull
and a
and
hard pull.
and a hard pull.
We do
So
a soft pull.
Mhm.
Banks do a soft pull when we're opening a deposit account. When we're lending you money, we do a hard pull.
okay, but does the soft pull and the hard pull affect your credit?
Yes.
Regardless,
So
because
both-
usually they would tell you that the
hard
soft,
pull affects your credit, not
they-
the soft pull.
oh, not the soft pull.
Correct.
But when I see that happen where you do a soft pull, it's show as an inquiry on your credit report.
Just an inquiry,
They
but
just
it
Yeah.
inquiry, it's not
But it
just
doesn't.
an inquiry.
It shouldn't.
It should not even.
They did a hard pull, not a soft pull.
Yeah. if
So
it
with
should-
the soft pull, it should not affect or showing as an
Correct.
inquiry on your credit.
Correct.
All right, that's good
Even
to know.
sometimes, let's say for example, some institution, if you're doing a home equity
Mm-hmm.
and you go on the internet and you're typing in your information and it does a soft pull to see if you qualify for it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't qualify, it doesn't register on your thing.
Oh, okay.
on your
On your credit report. It's
report.
when they actually go deep dive into seeing if you're capable of paying that loan.
Okay.
And then they do a really hard pull.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
So, I heard you mention that before. What's a FICO score? Because like he says, there's some people that just came from Haiti, But it's not just people that just came from Haiti that don't know that. But I'm sure there are people that don't know. They're like, oh yeah, do you know what your credit score is? But I think the real name is FICO score. What is a FICO score?
FICO score is a 3-digit number that the bank decides if they're going to lend you money, right? And that's based on your history of how good you are paying your debt. And once they determine that, they also can determine how much they're going to lend you, what the interest is going to look like. The higher the FICO score, the higher the limit, the lower the interest rate is. Right? And if you're not able to do that, then they're more likely you'll be like, for example, right now it's 7%. For example, on mortgages, some banks will be like, if you have an 850 score, it might be less than that. It'd be like 6 point something. You can buy your interest rate out.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Okay.
I have a question for you. Will I need a credit history to qualify? Will I need a credit history
to qualify for what?
Like for a credit card?
No, because right now, you have two options. Some companies have, like the institution I work for has a credit card that's made for people who've never had credit before ever, and they use it where you have to have a deposit account with with like $200-$300 in it, and they would open a temporary credit limit for you. Or like the other institution I worked at, where you would do a secured credit card because you have no prior history, so you're trying to build credit.
Okay.
All right. Can I add my kids or my wife to a credit card?
A kid at 16.
16.
Your wife is an authorized user, which means she gets to help you spend money if she's not responsible for it.
I like how she put it. I like how she put it.
So yes, she can.
I like how she put it. She help
So,
you spend it.
if I have a kid that's going to college,
Well,
all the way.
she just said 16. Actually,
16.
my wife actually has our son on her credit card, and he's been good so far.
Yeah.
I need
You
to
know.
call him.
Will that kid benefit from the credit and have build his own credit based on my credit history, or?
Yes and no.
Would that affect him if
Yes
I
and no.
okay.
If you like, say for example, you have a credit card and you carry a high balance, that also affects him. If you're gonna put a child on a credit card and you're trying to help them establish credit, make sure it's that credit card you don't use. And if you do use it, make sure that credit card gets paid in full.
Did you hear that, wifey?
If you are in debt and you're putting your kid trying to build a credit, you're tarnishing his credit history.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Good information.
Yeah.
Can
Wife, you're not gonna be on my credit card.
Yes, she is.
Okay, I have a question, and it's to follow the question.
Your turn.
Can I change my credit card after graduation? And also, is it good to cancel a credit card because I don't want to use it anymore?
Is it your first credit card?
Second, first, third.
It
wanna-
matters.
Okay.
Because if it's your first credit card, you're wiping your history.
Oh, okay.
You
So-
don't want to do that.
Okay, so you cannot cancel your first credit card.
I would say just pay the balance in full, let it sit there.
But there's a fee. If you do they have a fee that every year, even if you do not use it, they will charge you that fee?
No.
Am I right?
Not every credit card. Some credit cards do. You have to
Okay, that's
determine if you want to wipe out your history or pay that little fee.
Okay.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Okay.
It really is up to you. Because right now you could have a $750 and then you decided, I don't want to pay that $49 fee. I'm closing it. Now you drop to $5 and you have to rebuild it again.
Yeah, because
Now,
you don't
what
have
do
you don't have a history.
Also,
You don't have
that mean that-
you don't have a history of a great
that
credit
means
card.
that first credit card can mess you up,
Yes, it's your first
even if
history.
you're paying
Revolving
it
credit.
well. because you
closed
cancel it.
There's no revolving credit anymore. The history is what you.
It's
you're
no
basically
longer
moving
there.
in time,
Did you hear
continuing.
that? I didn't even know that. I just learned today.
Yeah. I
Well,
would
there
not.
you go.
Yeah, that's good.
So, Malcolm, that was nice having you. It was a wonderful interview, and you have a lot of knowledge about what you're talking about. We really appreciate it. I don't.
Your turn.
Padre have some question too about it.
Oh no, I don't have any questions.
Well,
I thought it was
I
I thought
think
it was good.
I think it's wonderful. I think it was great, and I learned a lot. I
Yep,
didn't
that's good.
even know about if
The
the first
history,
credit
the
card,
first
the
credit card in
history.
history. That's
You
good.
know,
That's
if
good.
you
Revolving credit.
The first
Revolving.
revolving.
But I don't know. My wife can use my credit card, and she's not responsible for it too. If she's on
Yeah,
it.
but
It's not.
it's your credit
That's what
card.
you
Yeah,
call
but
an
if she's on
authorized
it, she's
user.
not
Yeah.
responsible for it.
Nah,
She's
she
not.
can't
She's
see it.
Oh,
She can't. She
How
can't
many people?
call the bank and ask
Yeah.
information.
Exactly.
It
See,
doesn't
very
yeah.
know.
important. Very important. For instance, I'm not gonna saying that it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
If I have a credit card
I know.
Mhm.
and I die,
Mhm. Oh, I can't speak on that because that'll be giving away things.
if I have a
Alright,
credit card,
guys.
if I have a credit card and I die,
Uh-huh.
and I left that credit card behind
With the debt,
with
with
the
high balance.
no debt, but it's a high credit card like $50,000. Can
If
my
your wife
leave it-
never reports
leave
it,
it
the
to me.
bank does not close it. She can continue to
Leave
use
it to
which is
me.
bad. I've had many clients do that.
Leave it for me,
or
bro.
I'm here, very here, and my wife decided to use that credit card and know I'm dying, so using the whole money now.
Oh well.
Do you have a balance when you die?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
He's not dying right now.
He's
Do you
not
have
done.
a life insurance?
Even if I have a life
Do you have
insurance,
an
but
estate?
$50,000, my wife can use that credit card. I'm not dying yet, so they
Oh,
don't have
well.
to pay it. They're not
Oh,
gonna
well.
pay it. They're not
Tough
gonna
luck.
pay it.
Tough
It's not
luck.
gonna affecting anything.
I
Tough
can
luck.
answer
It's
that
gonna affect you.
offline.
Tough luck.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
she
they're gonna
said-
come back. They're gonna go back.
Okay, guys, it looks like
Second resurrection.
it looks like somebody somebody gonna resurrect because of the credit card.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, listen,
Swipe.
you owe you owe that money.
I guess somebody gonna have a vacation
Yeah.
on the debt.
Yeah, when you come back.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Multana, it was a pleasure having
It
you.
was a pleasure. Yeah.
You know, as always, you always help us understanding things that we don't know, and thank you for helping our viewers understanding
Yeah.
a lot of things about things that they don't know.
Mhm.
And thank you guys for following. Make sure to follow. Make sure to share.
Subscribe.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.